Hello, Sunday school leader. Like the old song goes, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here. We received several inches of snow starting on Valentine's Day, continuing into Monday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, and early tomorrow morning, another 5 to 8 inches of snow is predicted for this area. I'm originally from Kansas, and that's not that big a deal there, but here in Arkansas, it definitely is. Well, let's look ahead. Let's see what's coming up for this Sunday. Remember that we are continuing in the unit that's entitled Spiritual Disciplines, Becoming More Like Jesus. We're in lesson number 5 called Connecting to Christ's Body. The passage is out of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 12 through 24, and the point of the lesson is spiritual growth calls for regular interaction with and ministry to other believers. Right now I'm sitting in a hospital room. My wife's in a bed right here beside me, out of camera shot. Nothing major going on here, but it could have been. You know, when a person's ammonia levels are above the normal range, a person gets confused, their motor skills are impaired. But even when our body is out of kilter or when we're sick, the human body is a spectacular machine, isn't it? You know, I honestly don't understand how someone can study the body considering all of the interconnected systems and subsystems that the body has and not believe in a creator. How could this conglomeration of cells somehow, just by chance, come together to perform all the tasks that a person can do, just like walking and running and eating and digesting and thinking and all those other things? Well, just consider the human eye. You know, the way the pupil automatically contracts and expands just based on the amount of light that's going into it. That alone is a wonder. And then there's the way that the information going in is projected upside down onto the brain, but the brain is smart enough for you to see it right side up. And then the list goes on, and that's just for the eye. And those body parts have to cooperate, don't they? They're all interconnected. Take a person standing at home plate. The pitcher hurls the ball at them. The batter's eye communicates with the brain, which then communicates to the arms, the hands, and at that precise moment to swing the bat, hitting that small object coming at him or her at a great rate of speed. Upon contact, the brain then communicates with the legs and communicates to run fast toward first base. And that's just one simple example of how different parts communicate with each other. So what are the most important body parts to a baseball player? Well, we would probably list those parts I just mentioned, the eyes, the arms, legs, and brain, but what about the pinky toe? You know, it's buried down there underneath a sock and a shoe, and it's never seen during a ball game. But did you know that if a ball player was in an accident and somehow lost their pinky toe is removed, it'd be nearly impossible for them to walk, much less to run. See, our feet they basically form a tripod for us to walk. Get the big toe and the pinky toe and the heel, and those three portions make up the tripod. Take away any one of those and you lose balance. So the pinky toe is just as valuable to the ball player as the eyes or the legs. Well, in our church life, as in any organization, there are upfront people who are up on stage every week, Sunday school teachers, deacons, the music team. But what about the aged lady that works behind the scenes? She dutifully works in the kitchen, making sure that plates and utensils are in stock. Or what about the man who volunteers to trim the hedges? Do these two people seem expendable? They might, but you know, they're really the pinky toe of the church, aren't they? They're invaluable to the church's function. Well, just like cogs in a machine or players on a ball team or instrumentalists in a band, every member is vital in a church. And the Apostle Paul uses the analogy of the body to describe how Christians are to function together in a church setting in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. He says, what good is an eye on its own? You know, it's of no value, is it? You know, if an eye were to say, hey, I don't need the rest of you, I'm striking out on my own, that would be the end of that eye, wouldn't it? So the next time you hear someone say, I really don't need the church to be a mature Christian, you should really point them to this 1 Corinthians 12 passage. Well, at the end of chapter 12, After our scripture text for the week, Paul lists out several spiritual gifts. Now remember, spiritual gifts are given not for the benefit of the recipient, but for the recipient to use for the benefit of others. We definitely need each other. Well, next week we'll be in the last lesson of this unit, and for this quarter as well, we'll be looking at joining God's work out of John chapter 15. Leaders, don't forget to pray for your class. Thank you guys so much for watching.